Welcome back to the channel today, guys. Now, we had a really good episode of Call of the Night tonight. This episode, I think, perfectly personifies the themes of this show to a T. And now, I know you guys are thinking, like, Gary, not really that much happened in this episode. I would disagree, actually, especially with the second half of this episode. You might say, well, nothing really happened. You know, they just gave massages. Yeah, but, big but, and I cannot lie. Next week's episode, I think, is going to be a very, very good episode. And you guys will understand, because the themes that this episode started on, and the themes that will carry over next week, are what I believe make this series so good. This is one of my favorite chapters, actually, that our episode ended on. So, I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. But enough talking. Let's get into it and talk about Call of the Night episode 5 today. Now, our episode begins with us seeing a bit into Nazuna's life outside of being with Co. Because up to this point in our series, we haven't really seen like what she does. Like her day-to-day routine. And vampires' routines are very, very different than humans. Because you see, they are awake during the night. They're active at night. So during the day, they mostly sleep. But we get to see a bit of her struggles and what she does. And being a vampire is not completely all it's cracked up to be. We'll definitely see that later in our season. But we get a little tidbit of info about what Nazuna does. And it really ain't much, you know? She does normal, like, human stuff. You know, she does laundry, she plays games, she sleeps all the time, she watches TV. You know, even when you're an immortal vampire, guys, like, you're still shackled to boredom. Like, boredom is a thing that you face. And she's constantly looking at her watch like, oh man, can it become night already? Like, I want to meet with Co and all that. Like, I want to go out and do stuff. This is boring as hell during the day. She misses packages. She just plays video games all the time, watches infomercials, just really boring stuff. To the point where she's like, I gotta get out the house. I gotta go do something. So she actually goes to a bathhouse. And again, we see yet another struggle that vampires face, obviously. Yeah, they take baths like us, but they can't see themselves in the mirror. So how are you gonna check yourself over to make sure, yo, I'm looking kind of nice right now, or damn, I look like shit. You can't tell. Like, vampires have little struggles that people don't understand. And again, we'll definitely get into that later in our season. So she's at the bathhouse, and Co actually communicates with her. So, of course, because she's bored and been waiting for him, she completely rushes out to go see him. And Co don't know what to do. He's shell-shocked, like, who are you? Like, who the hell are you? I would remember you. She's like, don't you remember the face of your friend? He's like, well, wait a minute, have I met you before? And then it sinks in. He starts thinking like, oh, shit, this is Nazuna. And guys, let me say, she looks way different without her normal hairdo, with her hair down. She's looking good, guys. She's looking like a snack and a half. And Co don't know what to do. And Nazuna's sitting there like, oh, are you surprised with how cute I'm looking? He's like, oh, no, that's not it at all. No. And she says, well, I just got out the bath. I had to rush to come see you. And then he obviously wants to go take a bath. So they actually go back in and do that again. And it's in this scene that, like I said, we start diving into some of the themes of our series. Because this, even though it has vampires in it, this series is really a coming-of-age story, if you really think about it. I've heard some people even describe this series as like Fooly Cooly, and I completely agree. This is a coming-of-age story that really showcases Co as a character. Because being with Nazuna, this kid is experiencing feelings he's never felt before. Like I've said in previous episodes, he does not understand emotions at all. He's kind of like a blank sheet of paper right now. And with being with her, he's experiencing all these new and different emotions he didn't even know he had. But at the same time, it's starting to terrify him a bit. He's becoming afraid of it a bit. Every time he's with her, he feels happiness and excitement because she's fun to be around. But he also feels a bit scared and timid because he's never experienced anything like this. So he has no idea really how to act around her. And especially recently, after they kissed recently, he's become very much more self-aware of their situation, as you would expect. Because he starts taking glances at her when he gets out, and he starts thinking, like, oh, wait a minute. She's actually beautiful, huh? Like, what? Like, I never really noticed this before, but she's actually pretty beautiful. Like, I'm starting to be self-conscious. So as they're leaving the bathhouse, actually, he wants to confirm his feelings. And we get into a deeper reason of why Ko lets her suck her blood. It's for two specific reasons, actually. One is the fact that it actually calms him down and clears his head. And we will get into why, actually, later in our episode. But he states that with her doing that, it helps him to arrange his emotions better and get a grip of what's going on. And the other reason is the fact that it helps him to confirm his emotions, you know? Like I said, he doesn't understand emotions very well. He's feeling things he's never really felt before with her. So by her doing that, it helps him to confirm, like, all right, I don't want to confuse my feeling of affection or admiration for love. So that's another reason why he lets her suck her blood. Lets her suck his blood. So he can kind of understand, like, what am I really feeling right now? Like, I don't want to confuse these emotions. What am I truly feeling in this moment? And she does, and this scene really does make it seem like copulation. Let's just say that. It really is like this. It's a very intimate thing, sucking blood. Like, what she said earlier in the season is not wrong. It's very intimate. So, Ko's actually exhausted after this. She took a little more than usual. So he's like, let's go rest. You know, I need to rest for a bit. Let's go chill and, like, sit down somewhere. So, of course, he sees this one place. And he's like, oh, look, they said we can rest here, you know? And look, they even have games here. Why don't we go there? And Nazuna just looks at him like, oh, you want to rest, huh? Okay, we can go there. Sure, you want to rest. So, of course, they go and rest at this place. And what do you know? It's a love hotel. And Nazuna just starts laughing at him when they go in there like, ha, you naughty person. You wanted to rest here, huh? She's like, you brought me here without knowing what this is, you lech. And Ko's mortified. Like, why would you do this to me? And then so at this point, Nazuna kind of confronts him a bit. And he's like, all right. So, I kind of understand how you're feeling. And it's here that she reveals that every time she sucks his blood, she gets a feel for what he's feeling. She can quite literally, like, taste his emotions. What's going through his mind in that moment right then and there. And she understands exactly how he's feeling right now. So she's like, oh, so seeing me with this new hairdo got you a little worked up, huh? Was I really so alluring? And of course he's mortified. But she sits down and tells him that... Actually, before that, let me do a key point in our episode, actually, where Ko says... Yeah, I did, actually, but, you know, I see you as a friend right now. And I know that my goal is to fall in love with you so I can become a vampire, but having feelings like this for a friend kind of feels a little wrong. And he kind of goes away from his feelings. So Nazuna sits down and tells him, like, don't run from your emotions, you know? This agreement of ours works so well because your blood is so delicious. And a byproduct of that is your emotions. Pain, sadness, joy, sorrow. All of these things add a different flavor to your blood, Ko. Don't run from your emotions. Embrace them and accept them. Embrace your emotions for me. And we get a very intimate scene, actually, between them. Really showcasing that, yeah, Nazuna loves his blood, but she's also looking out for him as a person, too. She wants to help him grow as a person. That's why I describe this as a coming-of-age story, because it really is. Ko is just starting to finally understand all these complex emotions within him. And Nazuna is the perfect conductor to help him do that. And that's how our little first half of the episode ends. Which, of course, we gotta have our little pervy jokes and all that. But this show, I don't think it does it too much. And the way it does it, I don't think takes it too far to the point where it's kind of tasteless. I feel like, yeah, these are thoughts that like a normal like kid would have at this age, guys. That's what you gotta understand. Like, as a guy myself, let me tell you, my thoughts at that age were not always pure. I just gotta keep it a buck. That's how it is. So I think that this show really does it pretty tastefully and doesn't overdo it. But let's transition to our second half of the episode, which does take it up a little bit. Where Nazuna actually reveals what she does for a living, which Ko never knew. Because he asked her, like, well, how did you get blood before me? When she points someone out on the street and said, oh, I sucked his blood before. And Ko gets jealous. He's like, so what? How did you get blood before me if I'm the only one you're drinking from now? And she reveals that she's a professional cuddler. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's a little shady. It's kind of shady. But as she starts explaining it to him, she actually says, no, I do this to help people relax, to help people feel better about their day and all that. And as she starts explaining it to Ko, he actually asks for the massage course, which he claims, hey, I had no impure thoughts when I ordered this course, I promise. As he keeps taking peeks, he's like, no, I promise. My thoughts were completely pure. But no, as she starts giving him the course and explaining it to him, we really come to realize that, no, she's incredibly knowledgeable about this. She takes this very seriously, and she knows exactly what she's talking about. And she tells him that, nowadays, vampires just can't go around sucking people's blood forcefully. That's not a good thing. That's not accepted. So we've had to find other ways. And my way was finding or learning massaging. Which makes perfect sense, actually. Because from a vampire's point of view, giving a massage actually can help the blood circulation in the body. And it helps people to become relaxed and let their guard down a bit. And she reveals that, yeah, I would give people massages, and as they were falling asleep, I'd end up sucking their blood like that. And, of course, on the surface, it seems pervy, but it makes perfect sense, honestly, when you really think about it. And she shows Ko all these pressure points on his body. And she's very knowledgeable, like I said. And Ko starts thinking to himself, like, above everything else, I might be a bit jealous by this, more than I think I probably should be, but above everything else, I just want to learn more about Nazuna. I just want to learn more about her as a person. So, of course, at some point, as she's giving the massage, she's like, all right, time's up. It's time for me to suck your blood. And it's a pretty intimate scene, actually. Even I'm looking like, yo, they animated this. But they get interrupted, actually, by a regular that Nazuna has, actually. An office worker who regularly comes by and asks for massages. A woman by the name of Shirakawa, who, like I said, I really, really like her story. I think you guys will love next week's episode. But Nazuna's like, dude, I'm tired. I just gave you a full course massage. I'm tired as hell. Ko, why don't you go be her cuddle buddy today and give her a massage? And Ko, of course, is like, yo, I can't do that. Like, what? She's a grown woman. She don't want a man touching her like that. Which makes perfect sense. And even when he opens the door and agrees to do it, she's like, oh, I thought a woman worked here. But she still comes in and takes the course. So Ko actually goes to the back to talk to Nazuna, like, yo, you gotta get out here. I can't do this embarrassing stuff. Like, yo, this is a business. You're a professional. Go out there and treat your patient. She's like, but I don't want to. I don't want to, man. I don't want to do it. So she starts begging Ko to go do it, actually. He's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Take this more seriously. And then, of course, we get a little incentive. Like, I can pay you. And he's like, oh, I don't know if that's enough. That sounds nice, but I don't know if that's enough. So, she knows how to hook, line, and sink this guy, man. Oh, man, she's got Ko wrapped around her finger. So she's like, all right, well, if that's not enough, how would I give you a kiss again, like last time? And not to spoil anything, guys, that works. That works, and he'll do it. And that's how our episode ends. And as the episode was ending, I kept saying, no, don't end it right there. Come on. Don't end the episode there. Because like I said, this chapter in the manga is one of my favorites. I think, legitimately, you guys will honestly really love next week's episode. But that's how this week's episode ends. And let me know what you guys think of it, too, I spent more time talking about the first half of the episode than I thought I would, but I really do think that it encapsulates the series perfectly. Shows the themes that they're trying to come across between these two characters. Like I said, Ko is a young guy. He's gonna experience these feelings, guys. You can't shy away from your emotions. That's what I want a lot of you guys in the comments to do, too. Don't be ashamed of how you feel about something or someone. Embrace it. But let me know what you thought about this episode down below in the comments. Like I said, I love this series, guys. It just puts such a huge smile on my face every single episode. As you can tell by me having so much energy in this episode. So let me know what you thought of it down below. But that'll be it, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, week, month, and year. And until next time, deuces, have a blessed day. And, maybe go get a massage. I'll see you guys next time.